So you look quite unhappy, sad. What do you want? So normally, intelligent people, when they meet, these saintly persons, they try to get some higher knowledge, Brahma Gyan. Uh, and kings are actually called in the olden times. They are called Raja Rishis, Raja Rishis. So they are not ordinary. They are all considered as rishis, but doing this duty of kshatriya. So, but the king was so much infatuated with having not having a child, son. Instead of getting Brahmagyana, he said, "I want a son. I want a son." So they said, "Okay." Narad Rishi said, "Okay, you'll get a son, but remember, your son will be the cause of your happiness and also cause of your distress." So he is called as. So the king thought, oh, okay, cause of happiness and distress. So ठीक है, बच्चा बोले तो कुछ गड़बड़ करेगा, शोर करेगा, no, we'll tolerate what to do. No, it's better than not having anyone. He thought. So the child was born, and then the child was growing up, and then king was very happy. The whole kingdom was happy. All the citizens are happy, and then the mother of that one child, she is also happy because she is actually getting the extra special treatment. And king would because she's the mother. She gave birth to the child, and then all the other queens, they got jealous. They got jealous of this queen, and they thought, "What is this? King is not even bothered about us." And then they okay. So what they did was it's okay, bro. Yeah. What they did was okay, that's good. That's good. All the queens, they poisoned the child, and the child died. So then the whole kingdom, including the king and everyone, they are all in complete lamentation. Everyone was crying. Everyone was crying, and then the king was crying as well. And then again, Narad Rishi and Angira Rishi, they went and they met him. And then they asked, "What do you want now?" He said, "Oh, my son, my son, my son." So he said, "Do you want to talk to your son?" He said, "Yes, yes, yes, I want." So he said, "Okay." And they said, "Okay, call your son." So the king called, "My dear son, beta, 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 bulaiva." And the son got up, the baby boy got up. He said, "Who are you?" And he was shocked. "What is this? I am your father." He said, "Which father? Which life you are my father? I had so many fathers in my life. Which father are you?" And the king was shocked. And then the boy informed him that, "My dear king, my karma is finished in this body, and I have to give up this body. Now I am going back. So let me please go. In this world, no one is anyone's father or mother or anyone. Everything is temporary. It's just like straws in a river. When the water is flowing, all the straws they come together. And then after the water flows for some more time, the straws get separated. Similarly, one lifetime, certain souls, they come together, stay for some time, and then they get separated." Saying this, the child actually left his body. And the king was actually, he got a jhatka laga unko. Now he understood, oh my god, okay. So, this is how it's supposed to be. Okay. So this is all happening because of karma. So actually in Padma Purana there is a nice verse, Runana Bandhana Rupena. So because of this karma, Runana Bandhana, people come together, families come together. Sometimes it is due to good karma, sometimes due to bad karma. Sometimes two enemies actually might be born in one family. And then, so they might be born as brothers or sisters or something like that. But then they are actually, in previous life, they are enemies. So, this life being in one family under one roof, they are fighting. So, this is all going on, the karma. Sorry, okay, coming back. It's not the activity, it is the consciousness that matters. I'll just forget. So, and then of course we also discussed about this one. When you get bad karma, universally condemned activities: meat eating, illicit sex, intoxication, and gambling. Actually, let's go to next slide and see. Four pillars of dharma. Yeah. So this is how dharma actually stands. It stands on four pillars, and the four pillars of dharma are mercy, truthfulness, cleanliness, and austerity. So what happens by meat eating? The mercy component is lost. By gambling money, truthfulness is lost, and by illicit sex, cleanliness part is gone, and then by drinking, austerity is lost. Tapasya. We discussed last week about that story. Anyone remember the story about drinking? Yeah.
Yes.
What is that?
Why are you drinking? You will go to hell.
No,
My
what
father
the-
is drinking.
No, what the but the story, the devil comes and
Kill the servant and
beat the wife, and the person says, "No, I don't want to kill my servant." Okay, at least beat your wife. No, I don't want to beat her. Then he says, "Okay, drink." He drinks, and then he kills the servant and also beats the wife. So that is what is intoxication can do. So depending on the karmas, actually we have seen that at the end of one's life, what will be the destination? Can we discuss depending on the karmas one do? What are the different options? Can anyone say? So someone guzar what do you call guzar passed away. So the soul, what are the options for the soul? Where can it go? The soul. Any thoughts?
Downwards planetary systems, upper planetary systems, or they can remain on the same platform,
Same platform.
or maybe then the Vaikuntha or the whatsoever god they are worshipping.
Yeah. True. Or they can remain here, but can be in a different country, different race, or can be different form, animal, or birds or something, aquatics or something. So the soul is one, but depending on the karma it's going Brahmanda Brahmite Kaun Bhagyavan Jiva Kudu Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lata Bija. He said that the soul is eternally, perpetually wandering in this material universe. See, this material universe, as we discussed, is like it's in the like a egg, anda, and then it's got so many coverings. So we are trapped inside this, and we cannot go out of these coverings. So whatever we are doing, we are just going down, up and down, up and down, up and down. This planet, that planet, this planet, and different bodies. Or sometimes you go to heaven, sometimes you go to hell. Here only. So this is the business of souls. But then the lucky souls who get a spiritual master, what does the spiritual master do once someone actually takes shelter of a spiritual master? He nurtures, he gives them this bhakti lata beach. He gives this seed of bhakti. Actually, bhakti is there in every one of us, but the spiritual master rekindles it. And then that beach, bhakti lata, it will actually grow. So, lata means a creeper. The creeper will grow, and the creeper, basing on our bhakti, it grows all the way from all the coverings of material universe all the way back to spiritual world, Golok Kundavan. So that's why it is so important to actually take shelter of a spiritual master. Sorry, okay, coming back here, what's happening here? So, karma. This we are seeing. So, Krishna is awarding and burning up the roots of all fruitive activities of all. Yastu Indra Gopamatavendram Ahosva Karma Bandhanu Rupa Palabhajamatanote Karmani Nirdhati Kintu Cha Bhakti Bhajam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Mayank, can you read the translation?
I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, who burns up to their roots all fruitive activities of those who are imbued with devotion and impartially ordains for each the due enjoyment of the fruits of one's activities. Of all those who walk in the path of work, in accordance with the chain of their previously performed works, no less in the case of the tiny insect that bears the name of Indra Gopa, that in that of Indra, king of the Devas.
Yeah. So everyone in the material world has karma. And then the Supreme Lord Krishna is actually awarding this karma. So right from the small insect called Indra Gopa to Indra, the king of the heaven. So this is, last week we briefly discussed, this is an incident from Srimad Bhagavatam. Parikshit Maharaj he sees Kali. So one day Parikshit Maharaj is traveling in his kingdom. So that's what the kings used to do. Olden time they would travel to different directions to see how their citizens are doing. So that one day I was traveling like that, and then he saw a ghastly scene. He saw a very terrible, ugly looking personality who's dressed like a king. He is actually harming the bull, cutting down the legs of the bull. So there's two, one is cow and another is bull. So this person the bull already lost 3 legs and it's got only 1 leg. So with 1 leg it's managing, but still for that bull, this person is inflicting more misery. And then Parikshit Maharaj immediately goes and he was about to kill him. Now before that he will ask the bull, my dear bull, who's giving you all this trouble? Why are you bleeding? Legs are like this and all this he asks. Let's see the next slide. So he's asked, who's giving you all this trouble? And the bull replies, this is very elaborate. So bull is none other than Dharma, the religion personified. And the cow is Gomata. So the bull is replying, it's a big philosophy. So the bull don't directly tell that this is the person who is actually giving me pain or causing this. She gives a big reply. Says, some of the philosophers who deny all sorts of duality declare one's own self is responsible for his personal happiness and distress. He says, so it's basically not giving a direct answer. It's giving different philosophies. He says, maybe who caused this pain? She says, maybe myself know what to do. And then others say superhuman powers are responsible, means मेरा time ठीक नहीं चल रहा है, what to do, my planets are not good, grahas and all that. So because of the planetary bad planets, it's happening. And then gross materialists maintain nature is the ultimate cause. See, just bad luck, what to do. So people who don't believe in God or anything, what's it? Just bad luck, What they say? What, here the people they say, what is that? Take the punches, roll on the ground, get up and keep going. Something like that. So just bad luck, what to do. Just so this. And then there are others who say that why it is happening, no one knows. By arguing. And then Dharma says, my dear king, judge for yourself by thinking all over this with your own intelligence. So the bull doesn't give a direct answer that this person, the Kali, is giving me distress. You think and you decide and you take action. So there is some very interesting lessons Prabhupada gives in this purports. He says that the nature of the devotees is that they will not actually blame anyone directly. They don't blame if they are suffering, happening anything. They don't blame others. If something happens due to others, they understand the misery has come through them, but it is not through them. मेरे को ऐसा होना था और it just happened through them. So that is the nature of the devotees. But then Prabhupada also explains, but then if someone is in a responsible position, it is the duty of that person to actually see who is causing this problem and then rectify it. So it's not that okay, devotees bolito they will not complain, okay, then I will not do anything. No, if you are in a responsible position and if you are able to do something, then you should actually act on it. But normal just time pass complaining as all that doesn't. Actually it is said that as per it is one of the karma. If someone complains, blames others, what do you call that? Blames others without any reason, the karma of that person actually goes to the one who's complaining. So karma just goes through so many different ways. Similarly, I was explaining last week, I think, if someone takes help from somebody else, then they get some of their karma. That's why when the Brahmanas come home to do some puja, the Brahmanas actually perform the yajna, puja and everything, and then they take some dakshina and all that, and then they are also accepting some of the karma. That's why it is said that the Brahmanas should be very powerful. They should be able to take the karma and burn it. Otherwise, they'll get burned themselves. So that's why Brahmanas are actually supposed to do all this. They are at the top of the class. They have to follow the rules and regulations. They have to do Gayatri and all these things. Why? Because they are absorbing other sins and then burning them up. So and then what it okay, so stop here. So sorry, I'll tell you. So what happened? Parikshit Maharaj, what did he do? He immediately took action. He took out his sword and he was able to kill Kali. And then Kali immediately surrendered. And then Parikshit Maharaj was smiling. He was smiling because there was no person who survived him when he took out his sword like that. He killed everyone. But because this person is not a real Kshatriya, the Kali, because real Kshatriya he will fight, either fight or die in the. But this person immediately surrendered. So Parikshit Maharaj did not kill him. And then he gave what do you call them? Yeah, what's the problem? Shema. And said, okay, you go and you live, but don't cause distress to my people. And then Kali Vatsal said, but tell me, show me the places where to live. And then Parikshit Maharaj said, okay, you live in these 4 places. Where there is gambling happening, then where there is illicit sex, where there is intoxication, and then where there is One more thing we are missing. Yes, meat eating, especially cows. No? You can say. And the Kali said, no, that's okay, but still I want one more place. And he said, gold. Yeah, you can stay at place, get gold. Because too much of gold brings all these problems. People, fighting and all this. So, and that's how Kali got placed. It's interesting that people might ask, why did Parikshit Maharaj first of all allow Kali to enter? Hmm. He could have killed Kali there by itself directly. No. But then it is said that because it is the nature of these kings to actually give shelter to somebody, and then also to understand the plan of the Lord, because ultimately everything happens as per the order of the Supreme Lord. What is that? Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadi Adir Govindam Sarva Karana Karanam. Means what? Anything and everything happening because of him only. Oh my God, this is very easy. So everything we can leave to God. Whatever we do, we don't need to worry, because Sarva Karana Karanam. Now we have to understand through an example. Suppose there is sunlight. Sun is, sunlight is coming in the morning. Sunlight is there. And then you are standing in the sun. And then everything is nice, bright and nice. Suppose you turn your back to the sun. Then you can't see the sun, but you can see the shadow. Now you can't tell the sun that why are you giving me shadow? Why shadow is coming here? Because you turn around. So, because we turned around, we moved our head away from Krishna in the opposite direction, then everything is happening. But ultimately, He is the cause. The absence of God is the darkness. Absence of sun is darkness. Similarly, absence of the Lord's consciousness is the cause of all the troubles. So, you can't turn around from sun and say, why the shadow is coming? You are actually... So, ultimately, He is the Lord, because unless sunlight is there, there is no question of light or shadow. But then because you are turning away from the Lord, then you are actually the one who is to be blamed. समझ गए ना मैं? So you can't blame everything for the Lord. But ultimately He is the Sarvakarma. So that is why the Lord is sitting as a Paramatma in your heart. And then He is reminding you for so many lifetimes that you wanted to do this, you wanted to do this, you wanted to do this. And then not only reminds, basing on your karma, He will provide the situations for you to fulfill the desire, to make the choices. When you make the right choice, then another next set of right choices come. When you make a wrong choice, then again another next set of wrong choices come. So it is said that that's why destiny is in your hands. Destiny is, man is the maker of his destiny. How? They say you have independence. So how you make? Because you can make choices and you can take a certain thing. You can buy either Samsung or iPhone, and then what happens next is your destiny. No, you buy, if you don't know anything about technology and you buy iPhone and say, what is this? For everything it's asking me to install Apple software, or I just want to take a picture and send an email to somebody or something. You made a choice, so you have to live with it. So these are all the different karmic reactions. No? So what are the different types of karmic reactions? Instant versus delayed reaction. Any example, Mayank, you can give of this? Instant and delayed reaction?
Yes. Instant, maybe if we abuse someone, they will abuse us back.
मतलब किसी को someone is slap on someone and then
And delayed one, maybe Prabhu, if you lie to someone, maybe at that point they will not able to realize that you are telling lie. That on an instant I can give this example.
yes.
But from one delayed reaction is very good in Mahabharata of the what
Yudhishthira.
Yudhishthira Maharaj. Not Yudhishthira Maharaj. Dhritarashtra.
Yes. And then inventory. First in, first out principle. So there was a village. In the village, previously, now everything is changed, but previously they used to have a lot of big granaries to store all the grains. So the farmers, what they would do, they would put all the grains. So suppose farmers in one crop, they got a very good crop, very nice crop, they put it. The second one was bad, third one was bad, fourth one was bad. And then they wanted some grain one day, they opened, so from the bottom, all the good grain is coming. So if someone sees, yeah, what a magic, man, you are putting all the bad grain from the top and bottom, the good grain is coming. Like that people think. But it's actually, whatever we put, that is actually coming out. And the individual versus collective karma. We all understand this, no? Cricket matches and all this. When India loses to Pakistan, then everyone is it's all karma. And then we see this ignorance of the law is no excuse, and good and bad karma don't cancel. So that is fact, good and bad karma. But then if you have good karma, you can actually get through bad karma. And then, so what are the different types? Karma, vikarma, akarma. So karma is an activity. Vikarma is bad karma. So for example, meat eating, gambling, that's all bad karma. And then there is something called sukarma, good karma, or karma. Karma or sukarma is same. So that is good activity, good like a philanthropic activity. And then there is something called Ajnata Sukriti. This plays very important role in devotional life also. Ajnata Sukriti is something that you never wanted to do some good thing, but it just happened. For example, someone has in olden times, villages, they used to have this, all the houses, outside they used to have nice veranda. घर के बाहर nice, उसको क्या बोलते हैं इंग्लिश को, हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं, जगह outside the आंगन.
बैठने के लिए कोई आए तो बैठने के लिए लगा दिया.
So if someone's veranda is nice and spacious and clean, and then there is a devotee who's traveling. Suppose the devotee takes rest, it was raining or something, he stops there, he takes rest in the night time. You don't know, you are sleeping inside the house, but the devotee was staying there, and then next morning he gets up and goes. So you don't even know that someone came there, stayed, and in fact that is one of the reasons why in our olden times people used to have verandas, so that if someone wants to take rest or something, they can, without even asking, they can come, take rest and go like that. So like that, you are indirectly helping a devotee, so you get actually Ajnata Sukriti. And that Sukriti is actually different to this karma and vikarma and all that. That Sukriti is actually, you get devotional service, bhakti. That is much more better than all this. Okay, so karma or sukarma is good karma, and then vikarma is bad karma, and then akarma is basically the best thing. That is, whatever activity you do, you don't get any result for it, good or bad, no activity. So if there is no karma, then there is no question of taking birth in this material world. When the karma is finished, you will just go back to the spiritual world. So the karma ko khatam karna hai. You have to clean this slate, this mirror, and once it becomes clean, then you can go back to the spiritual world. So we have seen this example: soldier fighting on the battlefield. The soldier kills 10, 20 enemy soldiers, he'll get Paramveer Chakra or something. But the same soldier comes home and has an argument with neighbor and he shoots the neighbor with a gun, then he'll go to jail. So, this I wanted to show, but that's okay. These are some of the articles I wrote on karma. Because I don't want to connect to internet through this laptop, I'll just leave it. Maybe some other day. It's about karma. So this we have already, I think the top one we discussed, random thoughts of it. You remember I told about that person who went and crashed the police car.
Yes.
That is one of the articles. The other article is do we have to sell chocolates? It's all about karma. It's like one day I saw in our workplace kitchen they have these chocolate boxes and then they write it school for school donation. My son or you know that about fundraiser. Please buy. So someone actually put him in a comment. You need some good karma. Please buy chocolates for children. So I wrote that. And then this one is also interesting. Fair evasion karma. This one I wrote when I saw this. What is it? Ticket inspector. They're coming and issuing fine. So if you pay on the spot, you pay $75. But if you pay after some time, you pay $225. So that's how karma is also, So how does this fair evasion come? So suppose a person is traveling in the tram and then he doesn't buy a Mikey card. So he travels and then he saves $10 per day or something. And then no one catches him. This is good, no one caught me, why to waste money? Second time also goes. So slowly what happens, the tendency for him to travel without ticket, it will come to him. He'll start enjoying. Similarly, so many things, There is maybe there is one person who takes some money or something to kill somebody. Somehow he kills that person and then he gets 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs. Things are, I just went and just one bullet and I got so much money. Oh, this is a good job actually. Maybe why work all day, morning to evening in the office? Any examples you can think of? Something
We
you,
watched a movie day before yesterday.
yeah.
Similar story.
One bullet and you get so much money.
He just poisons the family. He steals 60 lakhs and he grows into a politician and he earns 6,000 crores.
Yeah. So what happens in the movie?
Finally, he dies of poison too.
But that's not the end of it. That karma will actually come with him for so many lifetimes. Because you think about this. Someone is a serial killer. In America, you see this. People do it they go crazy. Snipers or something. They keep killing people once in a month or something for no reason. They just go and shoot and then they are evading. So someone kills someone like 20 or 30 like that. He will be caught. So what will be the punishment? He will just he'll be hanged or something.
200 years in jail.
200 years in jail or something. And then if there's one more person goes and kills one person or something, you'll also get the same thing. So then the person who made 20, you can't say, look, I killed 20 people, you killed one person, you are here, हम दोनों को फर्क क्या है? I have cheated. But then Krishna will see that this person, so for next 20 lifetime or so many life, not 20, whatever it's it, he has to actually get killed for his killing karma to go away. So that's why karma is very
Complex.
So
Prabhu, who manages karma? I mean, the record keeping of karma, basically.
who manages.
आज से उनकी भक्ति करेंगे.
Upadrishta Anumanta. Paramatma is always in your heart and he is actually taking count of everything. He is actually seeing whatever you are doing. No, there is a saying, black ant and a black rock on a dark night. No one can see. No one can see, but God can see. So, Bhagavan, God can see us everywhere. Whatever we are doing, whatever we are thinking, He can see. So you cannot escape.
Any particular God Prabhu?
Krishna. Because he is so much, and of course, finally, when everything is done, you will be taken to Yamaraj. There, Chitragupta will be there. He will actually write all nice incidents of life, and then he'll say, what about this, what about this, what about this.
So Chitragupta is the Patwari basically.
Yes. Yeah. He is the account keeper. So,
Then what does Shani do?
Shani will actually basically teach lessons. Shani's role is like a very strict teacher. He's a teacher, but he's very strict. So he will just make us learn lessons. That's why it said, when Shani, after Sadhati Shani, after 7.5 years of Shani, the person gets, health is affected, mind is disturbed, and then job is stressful, and then so many things happen. For 7.5 years, Shani goes, and while going, he'll give one very good job promotion or something good, and he'll go. So for 7.5 years, Shani will actually giving us lessons. That's why when you do something, at least during that time, Sadhati, one should not do any wrong things like these four things in the four things, intoxication, illicit, because then they will actually get even more beating. But if someone is sincere, if someone is okay, then Shani won't trouble him too much because okay, ठीक है, he is after all chanting कर रहा है, so ठीक है. Let him live. And then devotee can chant Narsimha Kavach. And when you actually chant Narsimha Kavach, actually it is said for devotee there is no difference between distress and happiness, because the devotee is always thinking about the Lord, and then when it is a situation for distress, he actually becomes closer to the Lord. He thinks more about the Lord. Then the more he thinks about the Lord, he is even more happy. And then when he is happy, he is thinking about the Lord. Oh my Lord, because of you I am getting all this. And when he is in distress, he is thinking more about the Lord. Oh Bhagavan, please. So for a devotee, actually there is nothing called distress. So think of Pandavas. If someone sees Pandavas, then nobody will, like if you don't know all these things, karma and all this, and if someone learns about Pandavas, they'll say, Baba, I will not do devotional service. Pandavas, what life they had. Very young age, father is dead. And then their uncle, they tried to kill him. Their cousins, they tried to kill him. And they had to go to the forest, Vanavas, all these things, so many things. But then, whenever it happened, they got closer to Krishna. Krishna was always there with them. That's why Kunti Maharani says, what is that? Vipadasanto satasva tatatatra jagat guru. Says, let all the calamities come again and again, so that because whenever calamities comes, means that we are going to have your darshan. And the moment we have your darshan, then there is nothing called calamity. He says, praise like that, Kunti Maharani. So for devotee, actually, it doesn't matter. Sorry, Ashman.
Prabhu, talking about Shani Maharaj. So, if someone did the four things, any of those four things during that time, obviously it would be written in the records. And obviously Shani will also give a lesson.
Jabardast jhatka dega.
At the same time, as we were talking about the reactions, Shani would also give the reactions, right? So basically, what I'm trying to say is, जो भी हमने कर्मा करा during that time, Shani is giving the results of it. तो nil हो गया ना फिर.
Oh, no.
तो कुछ होता ही नहीं ना.
See, you are saying all this, but if you read Canto 5 of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the end of Canto 5 talks about the creation of the material world. In the creation, it talks about planetary systems, and then it talks about all these 14 different planetary systems and Bhumandala and all these things. Finally, in the end, there is a discussion about different hellish planets. 21, 22 different hellish planets. Yamaraj. So, and then what happens in that hellish planets, and what happens, what kind of people come to those hellish planets. Everything is there. If you read that, then you can understand. I mean, so basically, it's not that Shani is actually because whatever Shani is giving is actually trying to reform. But then if you change, if you become a devotee, if you stop doing all the nonsense, then Shani, even during Saraswati, Shani won't trouble you. And then, and after that, your karma goes away. But then how karma goes, that is something we have to know. But before that, I thought I'll show you this one.
But Prabhu, Shani gave the lesson, so Sharma already went. The karma already went.
Unfortunately, I'm not the god, so I can't do that. Maybe Bhagavan ke jaake पूछिए आप ऐसा. No, but it's depending on the severity of action. Shani won't give you too much that you actually drop dead, and he wants you to learn lesson and keep going. So that's why Shani can't give you the whole thing. He will only give you so much so that then you get up and go like that. To complete purification, it's only in that special places, hellish planets.
And or maybe Prabhu, we can say when all this period happened, it might be help us to choose again whether right or wrong. That might be help us to improve our karmas further.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Lessons learned, once bitten, twice shy. So once you burn your fingers, you don't want to put again into the fire. So you will learn the lesson. So there is this verse is from. So how to get rid of karma? This is a verse from Padma Puran. Aprarabdha phalam papam kutam bijam phalonmukam krameneva praliyeta Vishnu bhakti ratatmanam. For those engaged in Vishnu bhakti, step by step, the aprarabdha, kutam, bija and prarabdha karmas are destroyed. So these are all the different types of karma, And then sinful reactions may be just waiting to take place. Phalonmukha reactions may be still further dormant. Kuta, or the reaction may be in a seed like bija. So basically different terminology. So take a photo or something. How you are going to remember all this? So this one, aprarabdha is basically that's immature. It's dormant. Our stockpile. Kuta is, you can see something happening. So that is beginning to take place. And Bijam is the sinful tendency. Matlab, I did not buy ticket for a couple of times, so acha laga, I don't need to buy. So that tendency is growing slowly. Similarly, if someone does something, especially gambling, ek baar gaya, do baar gaya, so the tendency is developing, and then slowly he becomes addicted to gambling. Similarly, everything, intoxication, everything, And then prarabdha is phalonmukam, it's called. So these are all the different terminology. But ultimately, what is it saying? If you perform Vishnu Bhakti, everything will be destroyed. Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a verse. What is that? Kwaschit kevalaya bhakta vasudeva parayana agam dunvantikarshneya niharam iha bhaskara. So, Kwaschit kevalaya bhakta vasudeva parayana says only by devotional service, vasudeva parayana, all these Prarabdha, Aprarabdha, Falonmukha, Bija, Kuta, everything will be eliminated just by this devotional service. And the karmas are destroyed only by devotion. Just like Vasudeva Parayana, Agam Dunvantikar Sneya Niharam Eva Bhaskara. When sunlight comes, there is a fog on the windows everywhere. It's in the winter you can see. But when the sunlight comes, all the fog goes and everything becomes clear. Like that, devotional service actually cleans everything. Any questions or comments?
I guess there is a 0.52.
This one? Or
Or devotional
yeah,
service.
devotional service destroys all the stages, bijam, kuta, so that sinful tendency, everything will be destroyed.
Probably in the last class you were telling that the results of karma will be given in the next janma.
There is nothing black and white. Depending on the situation, time, place, and circumstance, and also the mood of the Lord, it can be next life or this life, or there's no specific.
We can't predict that basically.
Yeah. But generally, it's like that. It's not just. It's like they are all carried in the subtle body. All our karmas or vasanas, they are all carried. Just like air carries that smell, aroma. Similarly, the subtle body carries all the impressions and the karmas. So they travel with us. What is time? Anyone?
8:55.
8:55. Okay. So this is again another diagram. So everything starts from avidya, ignorance. What is that ignorance? That we forget that we are the spirit soul and we think we are the body, and then we start thinking, okay, I want to enjoy this, I want to enjoy this, I want to do that, I want to do this. So that is avidya, ignorance. And then I think I am a doctor, I am an engineer, I am a professor. No? So that is ignorance. False ego. And then start from ignorance starts the bijam. Sinful desires. So I want to do that, I want to do this. Then from sinful desires, from our thoughts, actions come. And then you go and slap somebody, immediately you get slapped again. So that is sinful actions. And then aprarabdha is the unmanifest reaction. So many times we see people who do all the bad things, they are doing very well, especially in India. You can see all the politicians, they are earning so much money. Oh my God. They don't even pass 10th class or 12th class, but they have got so many cars, and IAS officers and all those people, they have to listen to these politicians, and they think, oh, what is this here? Maybe I should become a politician or something like that. No, because aprarabdha karma, it's all the reactions are not manifest. They are sitting there like that. And once it manifests, of course, what will happen? They will be jailed, and there will be so many things happen. And that's not only for one life, for the whole generations, it will continue like that. And then the kutam is the sinful disposition, prarabdha, manifest reaction. So prarabdha is, if someone is suffering, then we can see that prarabdha karma taking place. So if someone is suffering from some disease or something, so it's the reactions are happening. So here it's given step 1, cultivate devotional service. Read, hear and chant. If you do that, what happens? Our ignorance is destroyed. So if you want to stop everything in the step 1, cultivate devotional service, reading, hearing, chanting. Okay, we have some tendencies, some sinful desires are there in the heart. Then tolerate, because one time one of my relative only, he asked that he does all the wrong things, he goes to like nightclubs and all those things. He asked me, what to do? I'm doing so many things, but I'm not getting satisfaction. When will I get satisfaction? He's asking me as if he thought I'm some wise person or something or some astrologer. When will I get satisfaction? When will I be satisfied? अब बहुत हो गया चलो ओके लाइफ में बहुत एंजॉय कर दिया and then shanti you become peaceful but you will never get it because imagine there is a fire in the fire you are putting ghee then what happens the fire will become more so similarly these desires they are there and then you are just putting more by doing more sinful reactions, sinful activities. The fire keeps growing. It can never become shanti. So these are some of the things. So to come out of the cycle of sin, one should do these two steps. Simple thing: tolerate the desires and cultivate devotional service. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that you have to tolerate these desires as long as you have this material body. And then if you tolerate, then if you come out of this, then next slide. Goodbye material world. So I think we will stop this one. So here, this is just like Krishna said Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Krishna also said Gita, Upadesh to Uddhava. So that is before Krishna actually disappeared from this material world. He gave something called Uddhava Gita. Uddhava Gita is actually even more deep and more philosophical than Bhagavad Gita. And it comes in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So it's very wonderful, deep thing. So it's about 21 chapters in 11th canto. So there Krishna is saying, Yatagnisu sumruddharchi karoti edamsi basmat tatamad vishaya bhaktir uddhava vai namsi Krishna saha. My dear Uddhava, just as a blazing fire turns firewood into ashes, similarly devotion unto me completely burns to ashes sins committed by my devotee. And then what is in the small print, man?
One should carefully note that the Lord refers to the devotion that is like a blazing fire. To commit some sinful activity on the strength of chanting the holy name is the greatest offense.
So we can't say that, okay, chalo, I'm chanting, then that means let's go and have some non-veg because we have done few rounds chanting. So to commit sinful activity on the strength of the holy name. So I think that's the end of it. Oh, this is a very nice verse. Shastru chaideka mantram sakalam upadishasam puja mantram samsaro no that's wrong. Interesting. Shastru chaideka mantram samutita tamata sanga niryana mantram samsaro cheda mantram samutita sanga niryana mantram sarvaishwaryaika mantram yasana bhujanga sandashta santrana mantram Jive Shri Krishna mantram japa japa satatam janma sapalya mantram. So this is from Mukunda Mala Stotra, verse number 31. King Kulashekara is writing this. So what is he saying? Oh my dear tongue, please constantly chant the mantra composed of Sri Krishna's names. This is the only mantra for destroying all the enemies. Shastru Chaideka mantram. The mantra worshipped by every word of the Upanishad. Sakala Upanishad Vakya Sampujya mantram. The mantra that uproots samsara. Samsaro Sarvaishwaryeka mantram. Sansaro chita mantram. Oh, but it's too much mixed. Actually, they should separate. Okay. The mantra that uproots samsara, the mantra that drives away all the darkness of ignorance, the mantra for attaining infinite opulence, the mantra for curing those bitten by poisonous snake of worldly distress, and the mantra for making one's birth in this world successful. Shastru Chaideka mantram Sakala Upanishad Puja mantram Samsaro Cheda mantram Samupita tamasa sangha niryana mantram Sarvaishwaryaika mantram Vyasana bhujanga sandashta santrana mantram Jivve Shri Krishna mantram Japa japa satatam janma sapalya mantram. So chanting Krishna mantram, Jivve, Sri Krishna mantram, that is end of all the problems. That is very simple, but hard to do. So maybe we should start chanting. What is it? One more slide. Oh my, two more slides. We should start chanting. Okay, so this I thought I'll just you know the chapters of Bhagavad Gita, no? So I just thought I'll just go through the chapters. These are all the different yogas Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna Vishada Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Sannyasa Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Vijnana Yoga, Akshara Parabrahma Yoga, Raja Vidya Yoga, Vibhuti Yoga, Vishwarupa Sandarshana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga, Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, Purushottama Yoga, Daiva Sura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga, Shraddhatraya Vibhaga Yoga, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. So everything is yoga. Anything related to Krishna is yoga. So I thought I will discuss briefly about these different chapters, but anyway, we'll do it today a bit late. Any questions or comments? Ayushman? Now you read Canto 5. You have Srimad Bhagavatam? पढ़िए ना कैंटो 5 एंड में बहुत मजा आएगा.
From which chapter?
Chapter
So Canto 5, how many chapters, if you remember?
30 or something.
Okay.
So last two chapters, all the different types of hell, and then no, and what type of what counts aparad, what if you do you will go to hell and all that. It's all clearly written. So
Can you share this slides on WhatsApp?
oh, I thought you were asking about the hellish planet. Yeah, WhatsApp में करेंगे ना? Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. So you need to here. Actually, we have seen a lot of information in this class. So we have seen different types of
different types of
karma, and then also we have seen different what is that bija, kuta, all these things, aprarabdha karma, prarabdha karma. So all this you have to remember. It's useful. So, and then what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So okay, we'll stop here. Any questions or comments? So normally my wife tells that I delay the class and the kids are getting. But today I think because she missed, she was 2 weeks or something.
2 weeks covering up those things.
Sorry, one more thing I forgot to tell. Next weekend, there is Burjan Prabhu, Burjan Maharaj. He lives in Perth. He's a proper direct disciple. He's actually coming and he's doing this retreat probably in towards Mount Macedon. So 2 days retreat, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday afternoon we will come back. So So we are going for it. If anyone is interested, you can come.
We're next Friday retreat to Bolwe. So you can come join the retreat, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, Friday, next Friday, class na hoga probably. Because
So after class, retreat.
because Friday we are going, and then Friday night, Saturday and Sunday. And again we are thinking maybe we'll go on Saturday morning, but it will be a bit too hectic. So like, what do you think? Next Friday, kya karenge? It's a long weekend also. So long weekend, you might have some plans.
Yeah, we said we'll continue, but
You want to continue?
No, no. I was asking him what's the plan.
we'll try to continue.
Oh, okay.
Let's take a break.
How far it is?
No, take a break. Just 1 week break and then
How far it is?
1.5 hours.
40
7
kilometers.
to 9 ki jagah hai, we can do 5 to 7.
1 hour should be fine.
Not even 1 hour.
Do 1 hour.
Hey, see, you try to come. That's just the intention is Prabhuji wants you to come to the not skipping this thing. If you come to the retreat, there will be a different exposure.
I guess it's like
And you'll be staying for 2 days with Maharaj, so you'll get more this thing, association of devotees, and you get some
Because
better knowledge. So it's better if you can come, if you can join the retreat.